Today I have a great opportunity to test drive this car right here, a Lotus Emira. Let's go for a drive. All right guys, if you're wondering how I keep my cars so shiny, GT Shine is the solution. All these towels and GT Shine. GT Shine is going to be the best solution for the quick ceramic spray that I use on my BMW products. Basically, my BMW car. I use GT Shine in order to keep this car looking nice and fresh. So if you want to get the same shine that I can get from my car, gtshine.com/Barris29. At checkout, use Barris29 in order to get that 10% discount. Barris29 on discount at GT Shine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. You see that Porsche 911, you see my BMW, and then you have this car right over here. This is a Lotus Emira, a brand new model that's going to replace the Lotus Evora GT, which I had driven extensively previously on this channel. This is a beautiful new car with a Toyota power plant and some very powerful AP racing brakes on the front and the rear. And you just have really great design, great lines, great everything. And this is an all-new design for this model year. Emira FE, I'm not sure if that means Emira Iron because of the periodic table of elements. Not entirely sure, but it's just a really cool thing. And what do we have here? The first edition name badge that we have right there, because this is indicating that this is the first model. Well, it's still Toyota, but it's still well within its realm of being a brand new car, brand new model, brand new design, cleaner sheet metal. I actually like the design a lot. It looks a little bit more refined than the previous generation. And I was in love with the car from the previous generation because I had actually considered buying that over my Porsche when I was looking for a sports car to replace the Mercedes SL that I had previously driven on this channel. Just a really clean design, these really cool door handles that blend in well with the bodywork. You have those folding mirrors. You have a really cool rim design, which is reminiscent of the previous generation as well. And you have all these different panels that sort of dive into the bodywork. I guess it's to redirect airflow. That's what I'm guessing. And notably, no sunroof, because sunroofs traditionally add weight. This is a really cool car, and I can't wait to take it for a spin. So, let's go. So I was just handed the key, and a really cool thing about this Lotus key is it's for the drivers. All right, so now I'm sitting in the car, I'm getting comfortable. The shift lever looks the same as the Evora GT. I just hit the clutch, I lift up, and I press the stop button, and I don't have to do anything with the key. Relatively easy to use. Rearward visibility is compromised, but it's not terrible. Really easy clutch. And I'm gonna go, I could go right, or left. Yeah, the usability, everything has been cleaned up on the dashboard. Everything looks very familiar.
That's me.
Oh, no problem.
Sorry.
It's a really nice gear shift feel. Second gear. Third gear. Everything feels very intuitive. You feel very connected to the road. It's interesting, the brakes are very touchy. And because this car is yellow, it really attracts a lot of attention, it turns a lot of heads. So if that's your thing when you're driving a car, sure, that's a great thing. But this is definitely a driver's car. It's a very tight steering feel. And of course, I'm not going to be able to test the handling limits of this car because I am on pedestrian and city roads. But this car certainly has the pedigree to go on a track, and you can exercise it on a track day. But it has a very notchy feel, like it's very good, this steering box. And visibility is pretty good. Acceleration is phenomenal, as you would expect from a Lotus. And this is a Toyota power plant, correct? The V6?
Yep.
3.5 liter?
Supercharged V6.
Supercharged V6. Making exceptional horsepower. You hear the horsepower wanted. You hear everything.
Stop sign right there.
Okay. I'm like, this thing definitely handles really well.
Yes.
I mean, it's a Lotus, and their pedigree of having very lightweight sports cars throughout their history since the Lotus Elan definitely speaks to the character of this car. It's very low, lightweight. The only difference between this and an Elan is it makes a lot more power. And the level of reliability that you get in this modern iteration of a sports car is going to be considerably different. You're going to get Japanese reliability in a British platform. And another difference between this car and a Lotus Elan is the fact that I can fit in this. I stand 6'5", and many buyers would be reluctant to try something like a Lotus because they're like, oh, you know, if you're too tall, you can't fit in these cars. But a modern Lotus, even an Evora GT, which came out previously to this car, you could fit in this car and you will feel comfortable. Like, I feel comfortable in this like I do in a modern Porsche. I've driven extensively on this channel. I've driven the Cayman, I've driven the 911s, I've driven Boxsters. And the reality is, those cars historically have fit taller drivers, which is why I have a vintage 911. But this is a great alternative to someone who wants to be different than the rest of the 911 community. If you want to have something that's going to give you a different crowd to approach you during the Cars and Coffee, this is the car to get. There's a lot that this car offers, and it's a lot more refined than previous generations. You have the single seam stitching all across the perimeter of this car. You have really good stereo and AC. You have everything fit and finish Alcantara trim all across the middle console. This car looks like it has gone to finishing school, to a bespoke tailor. And this is what I like about this car. It's got a lot that it offers in terms of fit, finish, and luxury, which is definitely a cut above from the previous generation. So whatever the Evora did before, the Emira is simply an evolution of that car. That's all I have to say about this car so far. I'm going to continue this drive. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.